Welcome guys, this is IDOLA Phantasy Star Beginner's Guide, Reroll Guide. Now, IDOLA's coming out in about 5 hours. I'm pretty pumped. Now, I've been doing my research and I'm ready to provide you my basics for the Reroll Guide. Now, before we get into this, I need to explain something to you. This game is at its vanilla stage. If you are going out and looking for content that is older than about a month, you have to be careful about the timing of this, okay? Because a lot of what I'm about to share with you will shift over time. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow, and leave a comment below letting me know that you are staying tuned to this channel specifically for Phantasy Star IDOLA content. I need to know what I need to prioritize in terms of content and research. I'm interested in this game, but if you, my audience, are interested as well, I need to know that. All right, let's get right on to the reroll guide.
Hey, listen!
Just do it!
So there are about 4 characters that you need to look out for when you're talking about rerolling, and 2 of them I would say you should actually target. Now, when you start the game, you're going to be given a summoning 10x ticket, right? And that 10x ticket will give you some 5 stars and some 4 stars and yada yada yada, some Saga things and some weapons. And you need to recognize that those are Nat 4s. They aren't your Nat 5 characters. They aren't your Nat 5 weapons that have been transcended to Nat 5. Those are your Nat 4s that have been evolved into 5-star weapons, 5-star units. They are not your Nat 5s in that initial 10x that they give you. But they should be giving us at minimum 5,000 gems to start the game with. That 5,000 gems is about 20 rolls worth. And they may have some surprises that could get us more than 20 rolls. Obviously, we're going to have a bunch of achievement hunting to do as well. We're going to have a lot of gems coming into us fast as we play through the story. So you're going to get more rolls as well. But with that 20 rolls that you're going to be getting, 2 10x summons, you could be targeting these 4 characters to reroll. Now, if you don't get these characters, you will need to make a new account and start the process over again. So I may suggest to you to just enjoy the game. With a game like this one, if you don't know that you're going to be committing to it long term, just play through a bit. Make sure that you understand what you're getting into. Make sure that this is a game you want. Rerolling is a chore. Some people really enjoy that chore. Some people really don't. So take my advice and know that you can probably get through the game with some 4 stars upgraded to 5 stars. There's some pretty good units that way. But if you want to be maximized, if you want the best chance of succeeding throughout the future of this game, here are the 4 units that I recommend. Now, as I mentioned earlier, 2 of these 4 top the charts for me. Those 2 are Stella and Jasper. Now, all 4 of these are neutral, meaning that they can be both on law and they can be on chaos, which means that they are the most flexible and valuable units to be part of your team compositions. Now, that does not mean that they are the best. It just means that generally your neutral characters will be the most valuable because they bring that flexibility, okay? Now, you will run into law and you will run into chaos that can outpower some of these, but just know that neutral characters give you flexibility, and that means that they are incredibly strong. So Stella and Jasper, top of the chart, right? Stella is a paladin. She can be your team's tank, okay? She provides you a great team buff for attack and defense. And she has a blast attack that'll hit all of your enemies while healing your team. So Stella, being a tank and also partially healer while doing a decent amount of damage, she's a very strong unit to start the game at and can carry you through the majority of the content and still be relevant for you late in the game. So Stella is the #1 character that I recommend for progression, for ease of use. Now, there's a lot of people that aren't looking for that utility. They're just looking to have the most fun and do the most damage output and to just be a raw badass. That's where Jasper comes into play. Jasper, he's in the Berserker class, and he is like the god of shadow clones, okay? He gives you cooldown reduction every time you hit an enemy, every time you kill an enemy, and he does massive amounts of blast damage. So just know that if you're looking for someone to be your wave clear, to be your DPS, to be the person that you can just throw in by himself and watch him do some work, that's Jasper. But Jasper doesn't bring all of that in-game utility that Stella would. So I recommend of the two that Stella is your primary focus, but if you get Jasper and you think that that's kind of your type of playstyle, there's nothing wrong with going Jasper as well. Now the other two units that you could go after are Rosalind and Anna Marie. Rosalind is a knight unit, and the most interesting about her is she actually plays sort of like you would picture a Berserker to play in other games, in that the more you do damage to her, the more damage that she can actually output. And she gives your team damage reduction. She has a bit of a counterplay to her, and she's pretty decent at being a DPS, but she's not your primary attacker. She's not your primary tank. She's not really a utility provider. She's kind of like someone you put into a composition to round it out. Honestly, she's one of the few Nat 5s, so you know she's already very strong as is. If you get her, be happy. She's not Stella, she's not Jasper, but be happy. Now the last option is Anna Marie. This is like your typical bard class that you would see in other things. Technically, Anna Marie's class is a dancer, but Anna Marie gives you decent amount of buffs across the team, specifically when it comes to attack, and they offer a little bit of team CDR and blast damage as well. This is a pretty good utility champion to have. You will see Anna Marie ran into a lot of compositions as you get further into the game. Now, I'm not 100% sure with Anna Marie how she falls off with future content. So be careful if prioritizing Anna Marie. So if I was to rank these for you, I would say that Stella is your number 1 option, Jasper number 2, Rosalind, and then Anna Marie. Personally, I think I'm going to go for Jasper because that just is something I like in these type of games. I enjoy knowing that content will be ran through quickly and easier, and there's just something about clicking that button and watching everything die that makes you and you know, that's part of what the gacha life's about. So now I'm going to give you 3 4-stars that if you get in the initial roll are also incredibly strong for you as you move forward and may in themselves be worth just pushing with. If I was to get one of these and then nothing in my first 2 rolls, I think I'd be okay pushing forward. So if you're someone watching this content and you're like, okay, but this is going to take a while, what can I settle with? You can settle with these 3 units. The first is Walter. Walter, he is AoE burst DPS with a little bit of utility and support thrown into him because he can freeze the opposing units. But you're primarily using him for his DPS output, but that freeze is obviously nice and it could come in really clutch. The next I'm going to recommend to you is Zola. Zola can give you a decent amount of CDR and buffs your team, as well as being an overall pretty good unit. Zola is someone I could definitely see being thrown into late game comps, so I'm excited to see how people form this different than how the Asiatic, Japanese, and Koreans went about playing this. And the last I'll recommend to you is Nadia. Nadia is your prototypical healer. Single target, debuff, a bit of a cleanse. You get the gist. Nadia can be foundational for you moving forward. So these are the 3 that I recommend to you right now. So if you're re-rolling, to sum it all up, you have 7 options that I'm recommending to you right now, and you're getting about 30 guaranteed chances to get one of these. So there's a lot of potential here. Just remember, have fun. That's a priority. Don't spend the next 4 years trying to re-roll and get all 7 of these in the one pool. That's not fun. Now, if that is fun to you, I can think of a lot of professions that you'd be great at. Let me know. I can make some serious money off of you, okay? Once again, Be sure to leave in the comments that you specifically are subscribing to me for this content, or you're an existing sub looking for more content in this. This game seems to be underhyped by the community. It seems to be something that people are sleeping on. I personally am very excited. I hope that people find enjoyment in this game so we can play it for a long time. But I am skeptical that this type of content is what people are on my channel looking for. So if that is you, please let me know. I got more on the way for IDOLA. Stay tuned.